over, hey, done a bad day. Now you come today, another man tomorrow. My brother, which kind of life with this, eh? Everybody getting nowhere to follow. Try, but you know easy, even if you don't get money, they call it a shake body. No need to take your body. If you know be God way, that's some baby dead body. Nobody be no baby. When you fall, you go stand up again. You try him again and again and again. Cause it's not easy, yeah. So they sing and they dance and the people they rejoice, yeah. My brother, my sister, love me today. If you could do a bad day, make we the thank God, yeah. Baba God, now your hand working. Bring it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed members of the film industry, devoted fans of African cinema, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you this afternoon as we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in African cinema. The launch of a beautifully crafted second edition of our coffee table book. The book is titled 20th, Celebrating African Creativity, the AMAA Journey. Yes, it's 20 years since AMAA's inception. And yes, you heard me correctly. This is the second edition of our coffee book series. The first edition was launched in 2014. 10 years down the line, we're here again for the second edition. The theme for this occasion is celebrating the stories behind the lens. Do permit me to introduce myself. My name is Chinyelo Anyam Osigwe. It's both an honor and a privilege to be your host for this momentous occasion. The African Movie Academy Awards have not only celebrated the brilliance of African storytelling, but has brought to the forefront the rich tapestry of our culture and heritage through cinema. This afternoon, we gather to unveil a coffee table book that encapsulates 20 years of memorable moments, outstanding achievements, and the incredible artistry that has graced our screens. We're thrilled to have you here to share in this celebration of creativity and excellence in African films. This book is a labor of love, a tribute to filmmakers, actors, actresses, and creatives who have graced the African Movie Academy Awards these past 20 years, telling their stories on the big screen. This book, which is the reason we have come from far and near, chronicles the rich history and remarkable achievements and is heavily dedicated to the memory of its visionary founder and late CEO, Peace Marie Ogechi Anyam Osigwe. Thank you. Peace, as some of us call her, and others refer to her as PMO. Before we proceed, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some special guests in our midst. First, I'd like to welcome very, very warmly the chairman for this event in the person of Mr. Andy Boyo. Andy Boyo is an oil tycoon turned filmmaker and director, popularly known for his TV reality show-inspired movie House of Talents, among other successful productions. He also has, to his credit, if I can find my little book, yes, here it is. Mr. Andy Boyo is also the Chairman, Board of Patrons, Association of Movie Producers, Nigeria and Ghana, Chairman, Board of Trustees, Federation of Registered Nollywood Guild and Associations. He's also Patron, Directors Guild of Nigeria, Actors Guild of Nigeria, Nollywood Producers Guild, US and Canada. Please put your hands together for such an accomplished personality. We'd also like to acknowledge in our midst, this is a dear friend of mine, Francis Onwochie, Prince Tunde Shadow, Bimbo Manuel, my Baba Zebejiro, somebody who's also very close to me, Mahmoud Ali Balogun, Angela Locks, Queen Blessing Ibigreson. Did I say that right? Mr. Greg Otayo, Bond Omerua, James Bond of the Nigerian film industry, and Honorable Buki. She said I can call her Ogun Note, but please, it's, it's Ogun Note. And I think as we go along, as the guests come in, we'll acknowledge their presence. Thank you very much. To kick off our program this afternoon, it will be my pleasure to invite the CEO of the African Movie Academy Awards. Put your hands together for Mr. Raymond Anyam Osigwe for his welcome address. Please applaud him as he comes forward.
Peace. Hello. Peace. Anyam Osigwe, founder, mentor, friend, and our dear sister, daughter, and mother to many creatives. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great pleasure that we gather here today, not just to celebrate a coffee book, not just to celebrate AMAA, but to celebrate an illustrious creative, Peace Anyam Osigwe, MFR, of blessed memory. as we gather once again. The African Movie Academy Awards, AMAA, is not just about the awards, but it's about the unique experience in bringing Africa's creative community together to honor and reward the best of African filmmakers and creative industry professionals. And what this copybook does is capture these moments pictorially. It does so for posterity. It showcases a glimpse of Africa's creative brilliance in film and cinematography, uniting people from different parts of the world and diverse cultures, having one thing in common. They're all lovers of African film and the creative industry. This coffee book is an iconic book that captures memorable moments to be treasured in our hearts for all time. But we have to remember that this book is not just a coffee book. It is a treasure trove of creative history, made possible by people like you coming together to celebrate Africa, to celebrate AMAA, and our dear sister, Peace, founder, African Movie Academy Awards. 2 decades, and the legacy still lives on. Thank you.
I'm sure we can all do better than that. Thank you very much, Uncle Ray Ray. As Uncle Raymond was speaking in his welcome address, the matriarch of the Anyam Osigwe family was wheeled in. Please let's put our hands together for Chief Mrs. Dorothy Chinyere Anyam Osigwe, the mother of founder of AMAA. Thank you, all be seated, thank you. Please, as soon as the names come in, I will continue to acknowledge your presence. Thank you. Our keynote speaker for this event is an acclaimed film director in the film industry, a staunch supporter of African cinema, an industry expert, and he will share his insights into the evolution of our film industry over the past 20 years. He will also talk about the significance of this book in recognizing our achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests, let's put our hands together and welcome the chairman for today's occasion, Mr. Andy Boyo.
glasses and wear the real glasses. Now, actually, the keynote has been given, so not to repeat what has been said, I will divert a little bit. I'm going to read certain portions, so it's not really a speech, it's more of a delivery. Just a minute, please. First of all, you see coffee table book. What does that mean? I think I'll have to define that so that we all understand why it is named coffee table book. Coffee table book are usually oversized and they are made in hardcover. They are filled with beautiful images, engaging contents, and it is intended for prominent display. And I think we have that here today. Now, the book that we are going to be launching today covers 20 glorious years of AMAA, which you all know was founded by the very enterprising Peace Anyam Osigwe during her lifetime. This book is all about celebrating our favorite form of art, that is African cinema, through illustrations, sketches, paints, photographs, and etchings of the 20-year history of AMAA. That being said, I am going to read extracts from the book as to the history of the book itself, of AMAA. Now, an overview of AMAA. African Movie Academy Awards, AMAA, is a reward platform created by the African Film Academy, an initiative of the Osigwe Anyam Osigwe Foundation to promote professionalism and creative excellence in the business of filmmaking in Africa and diaspora. The award started in the year 2005 with Bayelsa State, Nigeria, as the host state. In the last 10 years, and you've been hinted here that the first episode was done after 10 years. This is another 10 years, and this is the second episode. I believe that in the next 10 years after now again, there'll be a third episode. I hope I'm right. In the last 10 years, the award has evolved from its little beginning with participation from a few countries in West Africa to continental brand with filmmakers from 48 countries within and outside Africa as participants. AMAA also holds its nomination gala night in different countries within Africa in keeping faith with its Pan-African vision. The nomination event is where nominees to the 27 categories of the awards are announced. Some year nominations gala night took place at the Emperor Palace Hotel, Johannesburg, South Africa. The 2013 edition, for example, was hosted in Lilongwe, capital of Malawi, by President Joyce Banda. Other cities that have hosted the nomination party include Nairobi, that's in Egypt, Banjul in Ghana, in Gambia, Ghana and Ouagadougou. The theme awards are the most prestigious and recognized in Africa. It is, of course, it's our African Oscar, with huge national and international media coverage. AMAA in the last 5 years has generated media coverage globally valued at over $20 million US, giving sponsors and partners the right visibility and transnational exposure. AMAA has lived up to its Pan-African vision by providing a unique platform for filmmakers and other professionals within the motion picture industry to network, peer review for lifelong personal and business relationships. Now, the other topic I will read, and I'll gloss through the rest of the topics for sake of not having over long speech. AMAA and cultural diplomacy. In the last 10 years, AMAA has become a single unifying factor for the filmmakers across Africa and diaspora. It has broken down barriers and dichotomy that previously existed among filmmakers across regions in Africa, most especially the Francophone, Luxophone, and the Anglophone countries. AMAA now receives entries from English, French, Portuguese, and even Arab-speaking countries in Africa. AMAA has pushed the boundaries of understanding and cooperation among filmmakers and exposed them to the imperative of using their works to project the right image of Africa, a people rich in culture and traditions to the rest of the world and against the negative stereotypes of the Western media. Now, aside from that, AMAA has engaged in capacity building for practitioners, catching them young so that they can grow. AMAA has taught so many world film festivals and also advocated social economic situations in Africa, and so on and so forth. So I won't be here for all that long. MC. Thank you. I have to consult the MC so that I don't break the agenda for the day. So anyway, as you can see, we are here to launch coffee table book launch, and I've defined what the coffee table situation is. They are usually books meant to, yes, they are books meant for your coffee table, but not to be decorating your coffee table, to display and highlight. The pictorial views, mostly pictorial views of what has happened over the period of time. So with that, I will just end my keynote speech, which is not a speech, but a reading, and then say thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together again for the chairman of this occasion, Mr. Andy Boyo. I'd like to also acknowledge some special dignitaries amongst us. I'd like to welcome in a very special way Honorable Justice Olayinka Baje Biamila, retired. You're very welcome, sir. Also, representing the national president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria is none other than Ambassador Cornel Odofia. Welcome, sir. This will not be complete if I don't acknowledge my family and members of the Anyam Osigwe family who are here present. So let's start by welcoming Mr. Anthony Anyam Osigwe. Oops. Mr. and Mrs. Charles Anyam Osigwe. I can see my better half. Okay. My husband, Mr. George Anyam Osigwe. Take a bow so they'll know. The lawyer in the family, Mr. or Barrister Kennedy Anyam Osigwe. And of course, one of us, where did he go to? Where is he? Where's Gandhi? Well, Gandhi's around, so when he comes in, I will introduce him. Thank you all very much. There are some other people. And somebody who is more than involved and who has gone to all ends to also make today's event possible. Please, let's put it together. For Ms. Okemute Anyam Osigwe. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Emeka Ogwoju, founder, NESH Foundation. Oh, welcome, sir. Also like to welcome Mrs. Ebison Onyema, MIN, Managing Director, Avery Nigeria Limited. Is she here? Oh, there you are. Ike and Florence Okechukwu. Ike and Florence. Oh, lovely. Actors and filmmakers. Asiodu Henry, MD iFood Company Limited. The recognitions will not be complete without us recognizing the Chief Operating Officer for AMAA, Mr. Anthony Ane. I did say that as our dignitaries arrive, I will continue to recognize your presence. The African Movie Academy Awards, AMAA, since its inception 20 years ago, has been a beacon of excellence, celebrating the vibrant and diverse narratives of African filmmakers. Today, we're proud to launch the second edition of our coffee table book that not only honors these achievements, but also serves as a historical document for generations to come. This lavishly illustrated book is a testimony to the hard work, dedication, and passion that drives our filmmakers, actors, actresses, and everyone involved in the industry. What makes this edition extra special? Well, it's special because the author and the compiler of the contents of this edition was none other than Peace Anyam Osigwe herself. She had been working on it personally to mark the 20th anniversary of the African Movie Academy Awards before her demise last year. To bring the book to life, it took the the ingenuity of the board of directors of AMAA, whose dedication and passion fulfilled this dream. May we give them a resounding applause for a job well done. And now for the moment that we've all been waiting for and the reason why we're here, I'd like to invite once more to do us the honor of unveiling and launching the second edition of the Coffee Table Book for AMAA 2024. Mr. Andy Boyer, please.
Thank you very much. In Nigeria here, once you want to launch a book, you know what that means. That means you reach into your pocket and deep. Nothing is too small. Even 1 naira, although our money is completely useless now, but every naira counts. I'm going to call on the successor to Peace Anyamo Sigwe, in the person of Miss Queen Ebby Gibson, and also she's also a member of the Board of Trustees for the Federation for All Guilds and Associations registered in Nigeria, to come with me. The books are right there, and we will unveil. But before I unveil, of course, you have to put your money where your mouth is. So I'm going to announce mine. I want 4 copies. I already have 1 copy. I've stolen 1 copy before now, so I'll get 3 more copies, and I'm going to launch it with let's just say 1 million naira. Let's start with that. Okay. So please come. Okay, we are going to open up the book, and once we launch it, please. Is that it? No. Is it lower? Once we unveil the books, please reach into your pockets deep, not just on the surface, and do what you can do. Nothing is too small. Even half a naira we will take, but although our money is useless. Well, half a naira, half a million, half anything is fine. All right, let's unveil it. Clap. So, MC, did you have something to say? Because you compared with her, so. I said, do you have something to say? You want to talk to Mama, so maybe she wants to say something. You want to talk to you? So, yeah, we are taking. Yes. I will take my 3 copies, but please, if you would like to dip your hand in your pocket, nothing is too small. Please show your hand so that we can enter your pocket with you. Yes, you don't have to have the money here. I'm not sure I have 1 million naira here myself.
Please, we'll have somebody go around, and if you'd like to pledge, please do so. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for a job well done. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you very much. So how much are you pledging?
Okay, so this one is my own personal capacity, not ample. Queen Blessing, 100,000.
Well done. Put your hands together for Blessing. Thank you. The ushers will go around. The ushers will go around with a copy of the book, and if you wish to launch the book, or you don't want to announce it, please just let them know exactly how much you're pledging or how much you want to donate to the coffee table book. Thank you.
Baby, tell me very honest.
I did promise that I would acknowledge dignitaries as they come in. I'd like to acknowledge a very dear friend of Peace Marie, Ogechi Anyam Osigwe, in the person of Charles Otudo, designer of the iconic AMAA logo. Charles, please stand up and take a bow. Please, come on. Take a bow, take a bow. I'd also like to welcome somebody that we've all admired on the screen. Let's put our hands together for Buki Ajayi, who's a veteran actress. Where is she? Buki Ajayi. Oh, Buki Thomas. Okay, I have Buki Ajayi here. I'm sorry, ma'am. Okay, also like to welcome Oje Eniola, filmmaker. You're welcome, sir. We'll now continue with the program, and we will also continue recognizing dignitaries as they come. We have a guest speaker who's a respected Nigerian industry expert, a filmmaker and director. He's actually known for his amazing directorial work on the multiple award-winning film Tango with Me. He is now the chairman of the Audiovisual Society of Nigeria, AVRS. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let's put our hands together for Mr. Mahmood Ali Balogun, and he'll be speaking on the importance of documenting and preserving African stories. Mahmood.
Thank you very much, Henry. First and foremost, let's give honor unto whom is due. AMAA, as a global brand, has done so much for the continent, done so much for Nigeria, and all kudos to the founder, the parted sister, Peace. I am Osigwe. My being here today is because of the respect I have for that name, for the family, and what AMAA stands for. My being here is that I was railroaded into this. I had no prior knowledge of this, I must say, but I only got the invite yesterday. So organization needs to be taken care of. People know me, I will say it as it is. But when I got the call yesterday that they wanted me to be here, I said I would come for peace's sake. And before I went to bed yesterday, I got another chat that I will be delivering a keynote. And I said, keynote of what? Even if I be professor. But then, I've been around a while in this industry. So I will say what I can, but it's not necessarily a keynote as we expected. You can see me, I have no paper, I have nothing. Because even this morning, I still objected to delivering a keynote. But I'm here, and I'm called upon, and like they always say with Boy Scouts, be prepared. I don't know if some of you were Boy Scouts, right? So I will try all I can. let me acknowledge Mama here. She's been a strong pillar for the family, for the industry. We do appreciate you, Ma. We really do appreciate you. And I appreciate my colleagues here. It's been a journey, but we are yet there. But we'll continue to celebrate ourselves, even with our small achievements. Now, the importance of documenting, or rather documentation, in any field is fundamental to, one, the development of that field from its past to its future. So, I should raise my hand, Abi. When you are here, I'm talking of the chairman, is making sign that I should take the mic up. But while he was here, his mic was this way, right? Andy, my very good friend and senior brother. Right? Documentation is critical in every field, like I said. And for African cinema, it's more important because we are today in a state of flux as regards development in the motion picture industry. Technology is fast taking charge of everything about man. And if care is not taken, catching up with technology is going to pose a problem. More so, some of the things we've had in the past, if not properly documented, we lose the essence and how they will guide us into the future. So, the coffee table book that we are having its second edition today, it's a laudable project by the AMAA Osigwe family particularly, and the AMAA Movie Academy, as initiated by our departed sister, Peace Ayam Osigwe. I just glanced through some of the pictures, and I saw some people I saw years ago, right, that some have passed on, some are still with us, some are in this room, some are from other parts of the country and part of the globe. So documentation is, or documenting as they wrote it there, is needed to guide us, to remind us of where we're coming from, to appreciate what we've done, and to look forward to doing more. Because if you don't look or you don't cherish what your history is like, it will be tough for you to be able to advance in anything you're doing. Because you look at where you were and where you hope to be to guide what you do in the present. So this effort by the AMAA Movie Academy is something to be cherished, not allowing the dream to die. Like we all know, those coming after us, if we don't have anything that will guide them, like the young people are saying today, that some of us, we enjoyed so much of Nigeria that today, Nigeria is in a good state. I don't want to confess the negative. That is as a result of what we didn't do right. But if they had gone through the history of Nigeria's development, that they did not remove history at one point from their curriculum, right, they will have been able to understand that my generation, who are the one messing up today, did something quite fundamental in the development of Nigeria. So that inability for them to have access to the history of what transpired in our past is responsible for that opinion they have. Yes, the kids of today are not want to take up challenges as regards bettering the country. I tell my two daughters, I said, I was one of those locked up in far away Sokoto during the Ali Must Go in 1978. You know, but today, student unionism is been killed. So they don't even know what it takes to fight for their rights. We, the parents, also, we are not helping matters because we over-pamper them. Now, going to documenting African cinema. I think most of what majority of us know today, particularly in our industry in Nigeria, is about Nollywood. And African cinema is beyond Nollywood. There were days in the past where we were shooting on celluloid, right? Even in Nigeria, we shot on celluloid. My last major movie was on celluloid, it was on 35 mm. Documentation like this definitely will help those who are coming in, those of us still in, and those who are going to come in, to know that we have a heritage in terms of filmmaking. And it's going to be a continuum. It's going to help to assist us in appreciating what we've done in the past towards bettering what we need to do for the future. I know I'm just going round and round because I didn't prepare for this. You know, I don't know whether I'm making sense because I didn't prepare for this. Right? No, seriously speaking, documentation is a serious thing. I wish I had like 2 or 3 days for me to prepare because there are books that I could have gone through, right? One of the things that I know that is happening within the continent today, right, and the film corporation is supposed to be involved in it, has to do with archiving of our past jobs, which is a form of documentation. But it's been initiated, or it was initiated by the organization called FEPASI, the Pan-African Federation of Filmmakers, to which some of us belong. That too is a form of documentation. Nigeria is supposed to be part of it, but unfortunately, I don't think we are doing anything about it. We have something they call archives under the Film Corporation, but maybe with the new ministry that we have now for creative economy, something will be done about it. But this coffee table initiative is something that is laudable. I will give it my support. I think we all need to give it our support to. It shouldn't just be about archiving AMAA activities. There are milestone events that's taken out in the industry continentally that should be part of this archiving process. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you with my rambles. I want to appreciate the, the privilege given to me to say something more so as per my sister. We miss her so. Thank you very much.
Can we just make it a little louder? Thank you very much, Mahmood Ali Balogun, Chairman, Audiovisual Society of, pardon me? Audio Plural Rights Society. Sorry, that's not what I have here.
I need to do this. And by buying the book, I think I've paid for the advert I'm going to give you now. It's the Audiovisual Rights Society of Nigeria. It's a collective management organization that is involved with collecting royalties on behalf of filmmakers and then redistributing it to the filmmakers. It's Audiovisual Rights Society of Nigeria. Right. Approved by the federal government of Nigeria through the Nigerian Copyright Commission. Thank you.
The price of that advert is just a mere 5 million naira, not dollars. Okay. I'd also like to recognize in our presence Mr. and Mrs. Felix Duke, President, Creative Society of Nigeria. You here? Welcome, welcome. I also like to recognize the presence of Madam Salome Oputa, representing CDGS in Nollywood. I hear CDGS has to do with costumes, designs. Are you here, madam? You're welcome. Now, if I don't recognize this man, I'll be in trouble today, honestly. Let's put our hands together for the technical director of AMAA, Kingsley James. I was very lovingly and respectfully referred to him as KJV. The King James version of technical directing. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the next segment of our program for today. I'd like to thank our guest speaker for his enlightening remarks. Now we will transition into a panel discussion, and it's titled The Power of Visual Storytelling, where we'll explore the impact of visual narratives in shaping perceptions and cultural representations. Joining us on the panel are esteemed filmmakers, critics, industry experts. I'd like to invite first on our list is none other than Bond Amarawa, filmmaker, former President, Directors Guild of Nigeria, our James Bond. I'd like to invite to the stage Queen Blessing, President, Association of Movie Producers, Nigeria. I'd also like to invite Mr. Greg Odutayo, filmmaker. Thank you, sir. Welcome. Also like to welcome Her Honorable Buki Ogunnote. I hope I pronounced it right. Actually, Buki is presenting African Kitchen. It's a cookery program on television, and I've asked to be the next guest so I can taste her cuisine. I'd now like to invite somebody I've known for a very long time and have the utmost respect for. Please put our hands together as we welcome Zeb Ejiro, OON, filmmaker, Chairman, Board of Trustees, Association of Movie Producers, Nigeria. Before we embark on our discussion. I'd like to acknowledge somebody that has actually been a sister, a friend, and she's set me a warning that she'll divorce me after this. Please let's welcome Ambassador Dr. Mrs. Michelle Uko. She's the founder of the first New Generation Citadel. She's my American sister. And her daughter is marrying a Nigerian. I'm in love. Okay. Please, if you are making any payments, this is the account for you to make that payment into for the lunch of the coffee table book. It's the AMAA, African Movie Academy Awards. Bank is UBA, and the account number is 1010236742. I know you didn't get that down, but the ushers are around, and if you're going to make any payment, they will give you the account. Thank you. Now, I've said that the topic for our discussion today is the power of visual storytelling. And we're going to explore the impact of visual narratives in shaping perceptions and cultural representation in African cinema. To set the ball rolling, I've been asked to moderate this. Okay. Capturing moments in cinema is an intricate art form that combines various elements to create a compelling narrative and evoke emotions. So gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen, my first question would be, what techniques are essential for capturing emotional moments in film? Bond. No, I'll bring it to you. Please, miss.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's actually an honor to be here today and to be speaking here. First of all, I would say I'm actually a part of the AMAA family because I've been part of AMAA from inception. And Peace, I call her sis. We had a relationship that was beyond friends and beyond sisters. So it's really quite emotional for me to be speaking here today. I would also like to say a very big thank you to the Anyamosigwe family. First of all, for not just giving us AMAA, but keeping it going. It's wonderful. For some of us, that was our biggest fear when she left, that this dream might die. Thank you very much. Let me start by saying that filmmaking is actually, a whole lot of people say, a few days ago, I was talking somewhere, and one of the questions I got asked was, I heard you guys make movies in 1 week. And I laughed. And I said, I started making my last movie in June last year. I'm still working on it. And the person was shocked. What have you been doing? And I said, it actually starts with the concept. And when you talk about the concept, you have to think about a whole lot of things. Your audience, the message you want to pass on. What do you want to say? And these are all very important. And to arrive at this is not guesswork. They are actually proven scientific methods that enable you correctly arrive at these decisions. If you do try your luck, your film will do try your luck in the market. So, when you talk about capturing moments in film, there are basically 5 general, broad areas you have to look into. The very first one is composition. Of course, the way you frame your pictures, the way you light your pictures, everything combines to tell a story. And some of these moments are actually done to highlight the high points of the movie. The other one is storytelling, the narrative. If you ask 10 people to tell a story, you will get 10 versions of the same story. So, a filmmaker chooses how to tell his story for maximum impact. Again, this is not done by try your luck. That is why sometimes you tell somebody, I'll give you a classical example. I always like this example. The movie Black Hawk Down is an American movie, funny enough. 24 drafts were done before the final script was approved. In fact, and this was based on a book that was written by Mark Odin. So there was already a novel existing. But the screenplay, they did 24 drafts of the screenplay before they finally went on location. And when the director, Ridley Scott, was going on location, he still took the writer of the original book and the writer of the screenplay because corrections kept happening until it was finished. So the perfect narrative sometimes doesn't come across until the last moment. But then, is it ever perfect? Never. But you get as close as you can get. Of course, cinematography. That's why it's called movies. Cinematography is powerful. We don't just point cameras and shoot. If you just point cameras and shoot, you tell a flat story. Who wants to watch a flat story? So every shot, close-ups, medium shots, wide shots, the combination of how you combine these shots actually tells a story on its own. And that's what captures the moment. So if I was going to capture for example, if I was going to capture our very, very delectable moderator making a statement or emphasizing on that very phrase she has used a couple of times, the African James Bond, will I use a wide shot that shows everybody, or will I use a shot that actually shows her face and her beautiful lips as she pronounces the African James Bond? Sorry, Sal. So, in essence, what am I saying? Every shot tells a story. And the way you use that shot and the way you combine them is actually what gives your movie mood and pace. Okay? And atmosphere, of course. Then editing. Editing, that's it. I could go on and I'm going to round this up in a hurry. Editing is the engine house. Whatever you shoot, you have to edit. If you shoot the best pictures, if you get the best shot and it's put together wrong, you tell a wrong story. So whether you like it or not, editing actually plays a very important role. Then the last one, which is really great, sound. Sound is, without sound, a movie is flat. Watch the best told story, best edited story. Without sound, it comes across as flat. Actually, sound is what lifts out the mood. Sound is what brings out everything. If you watch, let's assume Shegu, for example, dancing on the stage without any music, it might not make any sense to you. But for example, if you actually heard African drums in the background, just on a low note, picking up a momentum as it begins to gallivant across the stage, soaring higher, you actually at the point get sucked into that movement. In essence.
You.
I think I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our James Bond of the African cinema. Thank you very much. My sister Buki, I did ask a question, but he has covered a lot of it already. But do you really think that we capture emotional moments very well in our films.
Thank you very much, my moderator. I want to say good afternoon once again. It's a privilege to be here. Just as Marriot rightly mentioned, I got the invite to it just yesterday, but as a practitioner, and just as he said, she should always be ready. So whatever is going to be said here is going to be out of experience and out of the knowledge so far. Yes, it's always good to capture moments and to bring them to reality. Just as you mentioned the other time, there are so many techniques that you can employ. So many ways you can bring your story to reality. So many. Because of that time, I'll just mention a few techniques that we use. Because over the years, we've come a long way. And what we have, considering our jobs today, we've got a lot of improvements. And we are not there yet, because we are still moving. Even people, I'm talking about the foreigners, they give respect to us. We have expatriates that are here. When they come on vacation with us, they look at what we do, they give kudos to us. I've been opportunity to work with most of them on radio, on stage, live performances, even on movies, television. They're like, wow, what you guys are doing here, even over there, we can do it. I'm sure some of them will collaborate that with me. So we've really gone a long way. Lots of improvements are being in the industry, even what we're doing. So most of the techniques, because we mentioned some elements that can be captured through essence of what we are trying to portray to people, and some techniques that we can also use to bring this to reality was the freeze frame, technique. Most of our directors will understand what I'm talking about. We have the slow motion aspect as well. Thank you very much. We have the slow motion. That one amplify the emotional impact in whatever you are trying to portray. Just like Mr. Bond rightly said the other time, to look at the lips of the moderator very well, you can give her a close-up. When you give a close-up to a particular shot, it brings out the image. It takes you into what that person is trying to pass across. So that close-up technique is also part of what we've been using in the industry today to capture real essence of what we are passing across. The long takes, the short takes, the medium shot, and what have you. All this put together, when they are fused together, they really capture the essence and they pass messages. They explain some empathy. We've been able to make use of so many things in what we have today in the movie making. And this is what many people are giving kudos to. And I believe there are rooms for further improvement, which we are going there. We are going there.
Thank you.
People
Buki.
abroad are coming in to key into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So from that, we gather that we have to employ all these various techniques to be able to achieve the exact story or whatever we're wanting to say. Okay, let's move to my brother Greg, Mr. Dutayo. I'd like you to comment on the role of visual storytelling in shaping perceptions.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. I'm here especially when I was called. I said, anything for peace, I'm here. I'm up and going because she was an icon. Still hard for me to say was, but we thank God for her life. We're filmmakers, we're storytellers. To tell a story, the script is a very basic of storytelling. How that script comes together is key in terms of telling the right story. So when we say the script is the basis of everything, if you get the script wrong, 3/4 of what you're doing is going to be a mess. So a lot of times attention is paid to the script in terms of culture, in terms of direction, in terms of the values that you want that movie or that film to project. So in getting that script needs to be gotten right, and you will find out that a lot of attention is paid, for some of us, a lot of attention is paid to that scripting process, because that defines your final product.
What are some of the qualities that you're looking for in a script? Because I just watched a film recently, and for the period in which the story was being told, we were not supposed to be wearing clothes, but we had the story being told in that era with people well dressed in their AMAA and everything. So how much research actually do you see in a script before you approve it?
Sometimes I say storytelling is subjective, because also in today's world, there are a lot of gatekeepers that define the fact of how you tell your stories sometimes. If you go to that era that you're talking of, where we don't wear clothes and all of that, you can't project it today. First and foremost, Film and Video Censors Board will not even approve your movie. So, but you need to bring it to a culture, to a setting that allows your audience to be able to resonate with it. So whether that story is based in the 50s or the 40s, for that story to resonate today, your audience needs to be able to relate with it. So if we can't relate with it, we can't be on the same level with it. So when you look at our costumes, some of the things that will go into it, costumes, the kind of makeup, yes, we quarrel sometimes. You say, oh, this hair that this person has on was never a part of the 40s. But that is where the director's interpretation and freedom to express, that's where the director's vision comes in. So I could visualize it and say, and if you give it to 2-3 different directors, you give it different visual interpretations. So it could be my own visual interpretation to say, look, this thing that's scripted in the 50s, I want to bring it to this today, so that my audience, which are mostly Gen Zs, I need them to be able to relate with it. I need my scripting also to be able to relate with it. So the language I would use, the kind of dialogue that we will use will be completely different, so long as that is the interpretation that I want to bring to it. So long as this is where I want it to reside. But sometimes the conflict comes in when we mix up some of this. Yes. So the director needs to be very clear. This is my interpretation. This is how I want the audience to see it. And the audience is the main decider of everything.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Dutayo. Blessing, would you like to comment further on our script writing today?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Madam Peace, as all of you know, was my boss when she was alive. And anything that concerns her, I drop everything and I'm there. So when I was called upon, I had to cancel my trip to be here. AMAA at 20 is a blessing for us. Like I always say, this is our own Oscars, and anything to keep it alive, we would continue to do. I just want to thank the team working behind the scene to bring this, to the fore. Thank you so much. You guys are doing amazing. And whenever you need us, we will definitely be there.
A round of applause, please.
To support you.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging it.
When you talked about the era of, you shoot a film in the 60s where people were going up and down naked, I laughed because
60s or earlier than that. In the 60s, they wore clothes.
The reason why is that apart from the censors board, in today's world, we wear clothes when we go out. In fact, now the beautiful fashion is when you wear oversized clothes. So when we want to tell those stories, there's a way we must tell it so that people can connect to it. So it all depends on the director making sure people can relate to the story. You know, and also it's important that we capture things as they happen. That way we don't wait until 100 years and then when we want to capture it, we're restricted to how we can tell the stories. Which is why it's so good in today's Nollywood, in today's world, that as things are happening, even with your phone, you get to capture the moment. I remember my son, you know, we were in South Africa, he was just 1 year old. I captured everything he did there. Sometimes when I play it for him, he feels embarrassed. And so that's my own power over him. When he's doing anything, I say, look at you when you were 1. So I think that, you know, the world is changing, and what we must continue to do is to capture things as they happen. That way, tomorrow, nobody says you can't tell the story like this because time has passed. That's what I think I would like to contribute.
Thank you very much, Blessing. Zeb. Now, Zeb has been in this business for a very, very long time. Zeb, I'd like to ask you how films, photographs or photography and books can contribute to our cultural preservation.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. First of all, I want to say that my sister Peace will be happy in heaven right now. You understand? Because today we are gathering here to continue that good work that she did before she left us. I want to use this opportunity to thank the Osigwe family and of course our Momala of our industry. Thank you very much, Mama. God bless you. Okay, so, you know when you speak last, you'll be sounding like a broken record because people have said everything, because everybody here, they are great movie makers. They've said everything that there is to say. So, but I will just pick some areas and at the end of the day, answer your question. When you talked about, you asked my colleague here, Mr. Dutayo, about, you watched the movie, the way they were dressing. People need to understand that movie must be set at a particular time and at a particular place. That is how movie is made. It has to be set in a particular time, in a particular place. To go further, I will tell you that, for example, if you are telling a movie about Nigeria, that movie probably something that happened in 1920. 1920, and you are telling that story in a place like, that story is set in a place like Abagana in the east. During that time, there was no electric pole. During that time, there was no Lexus Jeep. During that time, the way we dress now is not the way we used to dress at that point in time. So, like my brother said, you need the director first. The script is the Bible. The script is the Genesis. The script is the beginning of a good story. So the writer must first of all do proper research about how people used to live in 1920 in Abagana. Good research has to be made. How they used to dress, what they used to eat, how they pray, whatever they do. That is one. So that is all. Then if you are telling the story of today, definitely this is the way we are. This is what we dress. We have Jeep, we have everything. So just to put flesh to the bone of the question you asked, my brother. What I do, I want to answer your question from my own perspective. What I do is that everywhere I enter, I observe people. I observe the situation and the people I meet. Because inside those people you meet, there's a character you can steal from there. I went to Lagos television station and I saw this guy, blind guy, but the guy was so popular. The guy was moving everywhere without help. Nobody was so funny. The way that everybody, they all love him. I just said, God, see a wonderful character. This character, I'm going to lift it. I'm going to put in my next movie. So that is what I do. And I look at the situation. What happened at that situation at that point in time? How can I lift it and put it in my movie in such a way that when you watch my movie, when you go to the cinema, you watch, what are you taking home? What is that thing that you hold to say, hey, this is the story this man has told? That is how I approach it. And I think that is how, if you want to hold people hostage, 3 things I'll do is, do I have you glued to your seat? When madam comes to call you to say, food is ready, you say, please hold on. Or madam himself, the food where they fire, is they burn? If the food where they fire not burn, then I've not captured you. So I want you glued to your seat. That is one. If you're not glued to your seat, then if you are watching my movie, you are rushing to the kitchen, you rush to the kitchen and you spend more time in the kitchen than your living room, that you're watching the movie, then I've not done anything. Another thing I also like to do is to make you cry. Yes, you have to cry. So I create that emotion that is so arresting that when you watch that movie will move you. Something must move in your life. And another thing I do is that I make you laugh. You must laugh. The stress in Nigeria is too much, isn't it? So I'll make you glued to your seat, I will make you cry, and I'll make you laugh. Just to make sure that there's something there's something you take that will hold you glued throughout the process of watching my movie. That is the way I interpret my stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zebejiro, ladies and gentlemen. I'd now like one of the ushers. Anybody has a question for the members of the panel? Okay, please.
Well, thank God there are some directors there. You'll address this. Now, we have a census board in Nigeria here. I want to shoot a movie about Zulu in South Africa. Zulu in South Africa. And, you know, when they dance, today, the women leave their breast on. Now, I'm going to shoot a movie, and I'm going to show it in Nigeria. And census board, because of that nudity, are probably going to make it 18. But I want it to be 15. How do I solve that?
Hello. See, I keep saying something. I think we movie makers, there's something, we are allowing censor board to do too many things. That movie is set in a particular time, particular culture. And they're going to show their boobs, for example. Censorship board, they don't have the right to make it. If you are saying that now the movie is 18, they should be able to meet you halfway, to say, you know, to be able to understand the culture of that people. Because what censor board, what they do at times is that when you say, when you talk about Ifa, the Ifa culture, for example, they don't do research. They don't know about the Ifa culture. So maybe during the process, there's some nudity there or whatever. They say go and remove it. You understand? They don't even say take it to 18 most times. They say go and take it off. Yes, completely, which is wrong. So how are we going to teach the young people coming up about something that happened in the 18th century? That's my take.
Or somebody else.
Okay. Census board is a classification board. They are there to see our films and classify it to protect the general public. If censor board says your movie is to be rated 18 and you don't want it rated 18, you do a movie that can be rated 15. For instance, Zulu is not Nigeria. It's a South Africa story. You can go censor it there, sell your film there, and then if you must bring it to Nigeria, you obey our laws. We cannot expose our children to breast at 15. It's wrong. That's what I think. But what you see a lot of producers do is because they want more audience to see their film, they want a certain classification. If you must have your movie classified 15 or just PG, you must do films that can get that classification. Censor board is not telling you don't do this movie, but they are going to give a classification that will protect our children.
As a director, you also have a responsibility. If like my president said, the classification is going to state clearly it has nudity, it has sex, it has violence, and all of that, and that needs to be respected. But even they are in that age at that time, they are bare-chested. Does not mean that you have them bare-chested on screen. There are nudity, nude colored clothes that you wear.
Body hug.
Yeah, that is, yes, covers it. So you are not exactly exposing the nudity. So that's what is important. It's important for us all to understand. The audience may not understand, but we who are practitioners who are doing it, the major thing is that we have conveyed the message, and that's what's important.
One last comment on this issue.
Thank you. Well, Queen had actually largely said a whole lot of what I wanted to say, but I just want to add that we didn't create classification, whether we like it or not, just like we didn't create filmmaking. There are laws, and laws are supposed to guide, and filmmaking is about creativity. There is always a creative way to go around any problem, and I think that's one of the biggest things Nollywood is missing. 20 years ago, we had nothing, absolutely nothing, but we did everything. We blew up human beings, blew up houses. We didn't see walls. Even when we jammed walls, we climbed them. We found a way to go over them. Now, people are getting too comfortable in very comfortable areas. If you do a movie that's supposed to be ranked 18, it's 18 if it has nudity. Or exposing of breast, it's nudity, whether you like it or not. Even in South Africa, it's nudity. That movie will not be ranked for PG-13. Never. Not even in South Africa. They wouldn't do that. So, as I said, there are creative ways to go around this. That's what makes you a filmmaker. Okay?
Thank you. Please. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, I had a practical experience of what said. I shot a movie in the Zulu Kingdom in 2021. I'm still working on it, right? Where it's the maidens that actually expose their breast. You know, that's their culture. Don't get it wrong. Even in South Africa, they still do their movies like that. They don't put the issue of nudity does not come on. But like you said, creative ways of presenting it. You want classification that will help your movie. When they brought the maidens to me, about 21 of them, and I said, wow. I said, and the maidens were already matured. Are you get what I'm saying? And you were saying things. And I said, no. The censors board would not allow this. Can they put something on? You know, still a bit transparent. You know, like you said, creatively we shot. You know, maybe the censors board will still say something about it, but the most important thing is that our society is not that permissive yet for us to be shooting movies that affect sensibilities. We need to take that into consideration. It's very important as filmmakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Michelle, you have a question?
I do. I have a question, and I also want to make an observation. I've been happily married to all of you. I think it's 400 million Nigerians. I am an American. And I want to let you know that right now, Nollywood actually has a brand in America. And years ago, yeah, you have a brand. And Peace and this family have always been visionaries. This is a major part of your culture, your history. You need to stick to who you are and be proudly Niger, because that's extremely important. We're not South Africans. I'm an honorary member, and I'm happily, wonderfully in love, married with Nigeria. I'm now hearing, thank you, I'm now hearing in American malls, Nigerian music. That was not the case 20 years back. I also heard my dentist, who's Oibo, he was playing WizKid in his office. And he's in my age group. And so what I want to say is we need to continue to define ourselves, and I'm so happy to be a part of you and each distinguished person here. And no, not even should you be taking any of the negatives from my country. You need to stick to your census boards, okay? That is what you need to do. You need to continue to focus on your own culture because, my God, you have too many vast things that the world is now interested at. And my question is, who is the father of or mother of Nollywood? Because I don't know that. And a lot of times I'm in America and they ask me, because I'm letting you know, Americans are really loving Nollywood. So who do you consider, now that I'm here, who is the founding fathers of the Nollywood and the moms? Who do you guys say? I don't know.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you. I just wanted, before Frank, my brother, I just want to say to Michelle that she reminded me of a trip that Peace was actually the very first person, Frank, you were on that trip, that we took Nollywood to the United States of America. And then I was a reporter with the Nigerian Television Authority, and we covered it. So Peace, wow. Well, we're going to give her, we're going to really, really hail her today. Frank, please, yes, your question.
Just a little intervention. And it's not about the father or mother of Nollywood. Because maybe you should have started by telling us who the father of American film is. But that's a different subject. No, that's okay. That's a different subject. I just wanted to make a quick intervention. And it's got to do with the concerns that Chief Andiboye raised. That's an important question. It's a brilliant panel discussion question. And if you have 20 filmmakers at a sitting, they will probably have different, diverse opinions because of the uniqueness of the subject. However, my little intervention is, you know that the National Film and Video Census Board is a statutory organization. So if you desire to make a film, then of course you have said yes to whatever the statutory requirements are. So that's on one side. But to come directly to the question, so if you're going to make a film that you are importing Zulu Kingdom, for instance, and besides Zulu, it could have been any other place anyway, and you know that the statutory requirements does not approve that, then you must allow yourself, and that's the discipline, you must allow yourself to get the rating and the classification that your work deserves. It is the responsibility of directors, it is the responsibility of all filmmakers to ensure sanity that what the statutory requirements cover. And so these are the things that all of us, as individuals, as group, must allow ourselves to respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you. Now we're going to ask Mr. Ejiro if he has any idea who the father or mother of Nollywood is.
Okay, so don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Okay, so for you, Michelle, I thought that was a different subject, but since I have the microphone to say, the Nigerian motion picture environment is not only about Nollywood. So the motion picture environment has a history of almost 100 years. Okay, so there are progenitors like the Ogundes, the Wole Soyinkas, the Yola Baloguns, and all that. And they had made films. Now, there is a phenomenal intervention that living in bondage costs for Nigeria to develop a new language, a new identity, a new, it became a conversation all over the world. So that's where Nollywood can pick up from. But if you want to go back to the history of motion picture environment, it goes a long way. And so many people here have also interfaced critically in the emergence and development of the environment. So there is not one person who you can say is a father of Nollywood. There are different people who have contributed different ways to the environment.
Yeah. Hello. Anyway, so I'll just say now for the Momala of, or the mother of Nollywood presently is this lady sitting here. I'm saying, yes. No, I'm saying this because she is the president of the association, the national president of the Association of Movie Producers. And don't forget that producers are the employers. We are the people that employ the directors, whoever that is involved in movie making. So I'll just say that she is the Bomala of the movie industry presently. Then I also want to, yes, she's the Bomala. So we don't have Papala. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Please, okay.
I just want to make a slight observation. My brother here made a comment concerning the Zulu culture using a certain word, permissive, I think it was. Nollywood, AMAA, African cinema is African cinema. And I believe that this program may be aired in other parts of Africa. I think it's possible that the South Africans might take exception to consider their culture being referred to as permissive. So I'd like us to perhaps moderate our language with respect to such. That's what I wanted to observe.
Thank you. Please, one last question. Mr. Tudor.
Okay.
One last question.
I just think that Africa is ready now, and beyond the rhetorics, it's time for the directors, the creators, content, everybody to sit together. Let me tell you what I see. There's a bit of disparity between what the producer is thinking, director is thinking, organized sector is thinking, the banks, all of them. There needs to be a concerted effort. Okay, let me stand up. There needs to be a concerted effort to create a symphony of all these voices in one room that creates what we call the African voices in cinema beyond Africa. Because now we are controlling a lot of stuff in America. It's no longer African cinema anymore. It's beyond Nollywood. There's no Nollywood anymore. It is dead. I asked a question one time in my article. What is Nollywood? It's just a space that has no definition. No, what is Hollywood? There's no definition. It's just a space that has no definition. Now it's worldwood. How can we all create? No, there's nothing local anymore. We are global. So how can we ensure that Oga 1, Madam 2, Oga 3, all of us, and everybody in this hall, including my Oga Ali Balogun, I see you, I think I didn't see you. And everybody creates symphony in one, okay, sorry, Oga Zeb, I said all like this. All of us will create one symphony in our strategy, in our content, in our standard. No, the challenge is standard. The problem is that there's no consistent standard. So he does his own, she does his own, he does his own. How can we ensure that, one standard, all of us working together and creating the impossible from Africa to the world? It's now called Warhood.
Warwood. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have a remark? This is the last remark for today.
Nollywood or America gave the world Nollywood. India gave the world Bollywood. We have given to the world Nollywood. So Nollywood is a brand presently. It's a big brand presently. You understand what I'm telling you? Some years ago, when late AMAA was alive, we attended a meeting with some American directors. They were so young, we're all crazy to go to America. Crazy that America is the place. The guy just told us, the guy just said it the simple way. What do you do in your country? We said we do video. You do video? You say yes. Then make Nigeria the mecca of video movie making in the world. And that's what we did. And Nigeria became the biggest video making industry in the world. You understand? So we have a brand. Like our music is a brand. Our movie is a brand. So my only advice to movie makers here is that we should stop to take the American culture into our own movie making. Hello, we have not even touched the surface of the African story. We have the story. Look at the Americans. They don't have story anymore. What do? You understand? They just make things to fly all over the place. That's what they do now. But we have natural story, folk story. We have not touched them. That's what we do. So we have a brand. I agree with my brother. We've not touched it, but we're going to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We could continue with this discussion, Mr. Tudor. We really have to call it a day. Just one statement, cross your heart, one statement. Just one statement.
Nollywood is not a brand. It's aberration. Bollywood is not a brand. It's just an aberration. It's a mixture of words that creates. It's not a brand. It's not branded because there's no standard. Now, Nollywood was created based on ideas of different people, but it's not standardized. A brand is an idea that is standardized that becomes something you can sell. So Nollywood is not a brand. Bollywood is not a brand. Okay. Hollywood is not a brand.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tudor.
Thank you.
We could continue with this discussion for days, And there's only one word to describe it. It's vibrant. And we shall continue to discuss our Nollywood, African films, or whatever name you choose to call it. But as far as we're concerned in Nigeria, it's Nollywood and the African cinema. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to our panels, Mr. Zeb Ejiro, Blessing, Queen Blessing, Mr. Greg Odutayo, Miss Honorable Buki Ogunnote, and of course, our bond, Amerua. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, eminent members of the film industry, devoted fans of African cinema, as we celebrate this historic moment, I'd like us to take some time to reflect on the legacy of a true icon of the cinema in the person of Peace Marie Ogechi Anyam Osigwe. Her dedication to uplifting African storytelling and promoting our cinematic talents has inspired countless artists and filmmakers. Today, we honor her memory and celebrate the foundation she built, which continues to shine a light on the extraordinary talents within the industry. I would love us to propose a toast to the memory of a legend. It would be nice to ask you all to raise your mugs of coffee or your favorite beverage to toast the memory of our beloved founder of the African Movie Academy Awards, and to the memories captured in this second edition of the Coffee Table Book, and to many more milestones in the African film industry. So, in the absence of a toast, may we rise to our feet and give Peace Marie Ogechi Anyam Osigwe a standing ovation. She deserves a lot louder for all that Peace stood for and represented in the African cinema. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure that wherever she is, she's smiling down and saying, yeah, Chi, I knew you'd do that. Thank you all. Please be seated. As we conclude our program today, let us remember that AMAA is not just an event. It's a movement, one that will continue to grow and evolve, fueled by the passion and creativity of all who participate. Together, we will continue to dream, to create, and to inspire. I'd like to thank you all once again for being here to celebrate this great occasion. I'd like to say a special thank you to the chairman of today's occasion, Mr. Andy Boyo. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you to our guest speaker, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Balogun. Our panel of discussants, a very big thank you. And to each and every one of you who have made time out to be here with us, and all those who have contributed to this event. But we cannot leave without a vote of thanks from the Chief Operating Officer of the AMAA. Please put your hands together for Mr. Tony Annie.
Thank you, ma'am. I sincerely wanted to opt out from doing this. I like to call my brother, my elder brother, the person that, one of the three key figures that started this journey. Sonny McDon W. Please come over. I want to thank God, the Almighty, for today. And to some of us who are also still alive to witness this great occasion, the 20th edition of African Movie Academy Award. I want to say to God, may your name be highly exalted and forever be praised. I want to start by saying very thank you to our mommy. When I see her, I remember my boss, Mama. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. I know my boss is not here physically, but I know that anywhere she is right now, she is seeing what is going on, what she started, and what it has become. I want to thank the board of directors, the AMAA, for believing in this project from day one and say we should go on. Even when my boss is gone, they said the legacy must continue. And they have put in everything, a terrain where they are not familiar with, a terrain that is very, very strange. And sometimes I begin to wonder, how are they doing this? But I know God, in His infinite mercy and favor, has always been with them and giving them the direction. I want to thank filmmakers who believe in the vision of AMAA from day one and brought in their films, especially with all sincerity of purpose, the Nollywood, the Nigerian filmmakers, who constitute 90% of the film that was submitted in the very first year. And I also want to thank other African filmmakers who subsequently keyed into the vision and took AMAA as their own. I also want to thank members of the press. They've been very, very vital in this journey. They've supported us, they've keyed in, and they see it as their own. I want to support those, I want to thank the support of those people that you hardly see, but they are actually the people that make every AMAA event what it is. You may be shocked on those set of people. The people that are behind the scene, you may never see them, but they are the people that they work day and night to make sure that the seats are set, the cables are plugged. I want to thank everybody who made it here today on our 20th edition of our book. I want to thank all our sponsors for this year's AMAA. May God continue to bless them. I know come 2nd of November this year, the world will see what they have not seen before. We are going to have influx of filmmakers from all over the world, delegations from different parts of the world, and I mean different parts of the world, come 2nd November 2024. I want to thank all of us, and I pray that God takes us back home safe and sound. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tonyani and Sonny McDonald. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's occasion. I'd like to urge everyone, please, to get a copy of our coffee table book and have it signed. Mr. Mahmood, please wait a minute. No, wait. I do urge you all to get a copy of our coffee table book, and I ask you to take time to browse through this wonderful book and immerse yourselves in the stories and photographs that have shaped our film industry. I would also like to encourage you to get it signed. We have in our midst Mr. Mahmoud Ali Balogu, Mr. Zeb Ejiro, Mr. Andy Boyo, and a lot of other dignitaries in the film industry. So please, if there's somebody here that you may not get the opportunity to meet again, please get them now to sign the copies of your books. So don't miss it. Don't miss this opportunity at all to have a piece of our cinematic history signed by the very individuals who have helped shape it. Like I said earlier, we must support and uplift our filmmakers as we look to the future of African film. I'd like to leave you with some captivating music from our DJ in the house. And also, as you leave, there's coffee, there's tea, there are drinks, there are snacks served, so please do enjoy. I also ask you to enjoy the rest of your day. Safe travels back to your various destinations. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.
Please, can we proceed to the table, please? Please, let us allow our senior members to please go to the table. Please, sir, can we go to the table, sir?
Three-star winner. Oh girl, I'm wanting more. All of my runs and cheddar. Oh baby, chop and move. Hey really big when you hold me for nigga. La 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 kibo. I know like Ikeja. All about kibo. Standing here, start to shiver when I see my baby putting fire. Oh. The way you move your body and when you got me putting pressure. 24/7 every day I go there watch you like a soldier. Oh. And anytime, any day, I go to give you what you ask for. Design, baby, tell me your design now, baby, what is your design? Design, down for design, baby, tell me your design now. No competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, oh, it's not no more. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. Oh, na LLA. Oh, she na yanjo, he like mattress. She na peso, he like actress. I say nobody fi contest you. Oh, my baby, oh. She na yanjo, she na peso, she na westo, na no be beto. Nobody fi contest you. My abani, yarego, bulumi, malelego. Mommy and the daddy, Mr. Money like you never shiny. Show me what you got. nìkan ò ti tó mi. Mo kọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ bíi ti Indomie. Baby dúró mọ́ mi, no go leave me lonely. Gbàgbé Johnson, make you leave the story. Má lọ kọ́ra mọ́ mi, cause you see me stony. Ìwọ ṣá máa wò mí. Bí mo ṣe ń jó, ìwọ ṣá máa wò mí. Ó ní problem, ìwọ lálábàárò mi. Ọlọ́ládé wo kórè mi má dàpọ̀ mi. You be melody for my soul, girl, you're my home, my home. Can't leave you alone. Oh, no competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything when I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no more. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. She na yanjo, be like mattress. She na peso, be like actress. I say nobody fi contest you, my baby. She na yanjo, she na peso, she na westo, na no be beto.
It's DJ Ocean.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish they won't fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap be no wrong. But it rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. It's no dawning we touch.
Sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter. So below juice mixed with a little ginger. Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I got the reason why I can't let go. Girl, you never know, say you come pass up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, say you come pass up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, say you come pass up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, say you come pass up. Man, them so far to find your love. Match on your chin, now girl, don't talk. Come in like a thief in the night, long jaw. But you know, say all of my niggas them ball. Nothing you go ever need at all. Match on your chin, now girl, don't talk. Taking it a break, and then me I know the rush. Baby, if you want me, catch a rebel, but me say we draw me.
Show me a jigger, let me see, and let me see the woman that is with. Put a couple $1,000 on your wrist. What's on your wrist? Mama, they can't touch you. I ain't never see this kind, babe. We do some kind things, make me feel some kind way. You know I'm not just trying to get laid, cause I know some kind chicks do it for the right pay. Baby, make a fire you with my machine gun, 16 rounds. I be King Kong, Kelly make a sample you my brand new song. Baby, love.
Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I get the reason why I can't let go.
Now which kind life where I never see? I carry God so I fear nothing. Let the increase in the commas. Original no be parody. You know fit clear for your memory. Whether na winter or summer, I did Papa just now. Living life, see my fire burning bright within the inside me. Smally way they mighty, they never know I color. No remove fight, check and balance everything inside my mind daily. Trust me, you can't fool me. And then cheat on my logo.
this and talk for there.